Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betkraft. Okay, today is another beautiful Wednesday morning, and as usual, so many games going on across the globe. And among these many games, we were able to select a few of them, you know, and we made an in-depth analysis on these games, before bringing it forward for you. And today we have, most of our matches in the Europa League matches and also some of the league matches. All right, but in such while we'll be looking at these matches one after the other, and we want to use this opportunity to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the very first time, to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, have you done that? Take out time to do that. Okay, all right, let's head to the business of today. Without further ado, we'll be starting with the very first match. It is in the La Liga match where Barcelona will be up against Getafe, and looking at how Barcelona, the two teams have fared in recent games, and as well as their head-to-head perspective. We're starting with Barcelona, the home side. We've actually been able to see that Barcelona have been doing very well of recent, and the past 6 games that they had, they've been able to win 5 out of those 6, and also they have lost 1. And the away side, Getafe, have lost 2 games in the past 6 recent encounters, but they've also drawn 4 out of those. They've not been able to win a single match in the past 6 recent encounters. And looking at how these two teams perform from home and away perspective, you can see that for Barcelona FC, the home side, they've won 7 games in the past 10 home matches. They've had 2 draws out of those 10, and 1 loss, which was against the Paris Saint-Germain in last season's April. So it is 70% victory for the home side in the past 10 home games. And looking at Getafe on the other hand, they've managed to achieve just 1 victory in the past 10 away games that they had so far. They've also had 3 draws, but they've lost 6 games in the past 10 away games. And as a matter of fact, the last 2 away games they played, it's for the losing out to Real Betis and Sevilla on those occasions. So when you look at how they fared in head-to-head perspective, you can see that the last time they met, it was Barcelona who won on that occasion by 4-0. Okay. And in this very encounter, without spending so much time on this, we will expect a Barcelona win in this very one. So it is the home side to achieve a victory in this very game. Home win, that's on Friday, okay? And that takes us to the next. It is in Sweden, first division, we will have Mjallby coming up against Varnamo. Mjallby have won 3 games in the last 6, and they've also had 3 draws as well. But their away side, Varnamo, have managed to achieve 2 victories, 1 draw, as well as 3 losses in the last 6 games that they had so far. And looking at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you see that Mjallby, the home side, have actually won 6 games in the past 10 home games, and they had 1 loss and 3 draws as well in the past 10 home games that they played out so far. And away side, on the other hand, Varnamo have managed to achieve 4 victories from away, 3 draws, as well as 3 losses in the past 10 away games that they had so far. Okay. And the last time they met, it was Mjallby who won this very tie from away by 2-1. And we saw Varnamo prior to that in October last year defeating Mjallby from away by 3-2. So it has been, the two teams are quite balanced in terms of the strength, and judging by the fact that the last 2 times both teams met produced a lot of goals. So we will expect to see a minimum of 2 goals in this very one. So over 1.5. That's our verdict for this very game, and that takes us to the next. And the next game that we have for you today is actually in Europa League. Okay, UEFA Europa League. All right, we'll have Manchester United coming up against FC Twente. Okay, Manchester United have won 3 in the last 6, and they've had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. Away side FC Twente, who has won 2 games, they had 3 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had. And looking at United from home and away perspective, you can see that play from home, United have been able to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they had, and have lost 3 out of those. And those 2 out of those 3 were in the match against Liverpool and also against Arsenal. All right, so they've been able to win 50% of their home matches, losing 3 and also drawing 2 out of those home matches that they have played so far. And the last home game they played, we saw them defeating Barnsley. That was on the 17th of this month. That was last week. We saw them defeating Barnsley by 7-0 from home. And FC Twente on the other hand have won 3 games from away, and they've also had 3 draws, but they've lost 4 games in the past 10 away games that they have so far. And there's no head-to-head record for both sides, but we know that Manchester United is a side with greater quality in terms of the squad, and we'll expect to see also, coupled with the fact that they're playing from home, we'll expect to see a good win for the home side, Manchester United, in this very one. So it is home win. That's our verdict for this very game. All right. And that takes us to the next for today. And also in Europa League, where we have Galatasaray, who will be up against the PAOK Salonika of Greece. And Galatasaray have actually won 5 games in the last 6 recent encounters, but have lost 1 out of those. And while PAOK Salonika, the Greece side, have managed to achieve 5 victories in the past 6 games, but they've had 1 draw in the process. All right. When you take a look at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you could see that playing from home, Galatasaray's team, who have actually done very well. They have actually achieved 6 victories in the last 10 home games. As a matter of fact, the last 3 home games for them have actually been very, very wonderful. They have actually produced 3 wins out of 3 in the last 3 home games, and they've won those matches convincingly. We saw where they won 8 goals, 3, 5 goes to 0, and also 3 goes to 1 the last home games that they played. Winning actually 6 games in the last 10 home games, and they've lost 4 games, and those 4 actually were in friendly matches. All right, and PAOK Salonika, on the other hand, their away side have been able to manage to achieve 5 victories from away. They've had 2 draws and also 3 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And looking at the last 3 away games they played out so far, so they're winning all 3 away games. That tells you that this is a very strong side too. And but we know in terms of quality, we know that Galatasaray, saying their recent accusation, you expect to see a lot more from this very side, who actually had a victory against Fenerbahce last weekend from away, and that tells you that Galatasaray is a very good side, and they won't be playing with this very match. They'll be putting their all, and the likes of Musime and all those quality players in Galatasaray are expected to rise to the occasion and achieve a victory for the home side in this very one. It is a home win. Galatasaray to win outright, and that's our verdict for this very game. All right, and that takes us to the next. It is also in Europa League, and this happened to be the last for today, and it is the match between Ludogorets coming up against Slavia Prague. Okay, and Ludogorets in the past 6 games have actually been able to manage to achieve 5 victories out of those 6 games that they had in recent times, and the other one being a draw. And looking at Slavia Prague, their away side, they've actually won 5 games out of the past 6 and losing 1. All right, looking at how these two teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that playing from home, Ludogorets, the home side, have managed to achieve 8 victories in the last 10 home games that they have so far, and they had 1 draw and also 1 loss in the last 10 home games that they had. That tells you that 80% of the home matches that they've had so far have actually resulted to victory for the home side. That tells you that it's a very strong team. Ludogorets, we saw them defeating the likes of Petro Club by 4 goals to 0, and the Business Coffee as well. So looking at the away side, Slavia Prague also, Slavia Prague is another strong side, seeing that in the last 10 away games that they had so far, produced 7 wins out of the last 10 away games that they had, and that also had 1 loss as well as 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they had so far. That also speaks volume as to how this team is. The only loss that they had was in the Champions League match against Lille, where they lost that from away by 2 goals to 0 on that occasion. But that tells you that this team is actually doing very well, winning 70% of their away games that they had so far. And when you look at how they fared from head to head, the last time they met was actually in 2016. That was far back, 2016, and it was Ludogorets who had the upper hand on that occasion. But that was a friendly. That match ended by 2 goals to 1. But in this very one, we'll be judging by the recent games, because in the last recent 5 games for the home side, I've seen them winning 3 out of those 5, and I've lost 1 and 1 draw. But the away side and the last 5 also have been able to win 3, losing 1 and also drawing 1 in the last 5 away games for the away side. It's a very tough one to call, but Slavia Prague the side with quite a bigger quality. I've also seen them in the Champions League matches, so we'll expect to see their away side achieving a result. So it is a away win or draw in this one, and away win or draw. That's our verdict actually in that very encounter. All right, that brings our predictions for you today to a conclusion. All right, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. Remember to also play responsibly. It's only a football game. Sometimes it may not give exactly what we expect. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be coming up with our predictions on this very channel. Do not miss out, but until then, keep winning.